What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video, and this is the one you have been waiting for. The triple versus video between the Vivo X200 Ultra, the OPPO X8 Ultra, and the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. Three of the best, in fact, screw it, the three best Android candy bar phones on the planet. I'm going to be comparing these in every single area, from hardware to software and cameras and battery and everything that matters about helping you make your purchasing decision or your upgrade decision. So without further ado, let's go. Now, I figure there's no better or easier place to start than just talking about the price. But before I discuss the price, I just want to make it clear. These three phones, as mentioned, are the best three Android candy bar phones on the planet. If you buy one or if you have bought one, do not feel like you're missing out on anything with the other ones, because trust me, as you're about to see, it is like razor thin. In fact, I would actually argue it's just a preference, because all of these phones pack all of these specifications, the software, the features, the hardware, everything inside that mean you're never going to buy a dud. So I just want to make that clear, because I have no skin in the game in terms of which one is better or which one I want to sell more of. All of these phones, and most of the phones I do in my channel, are stocked at the Average Dad Tech Store. But if you see them cheaper elsewhere, go and buy them elsewhere, or get in touch and I'll see if I can match the price. Now that that's out the way, price is fairly straightforward here. Kind of. If we were talking about three Chinese versions, the pricing is very, very similar. You're going to start at round about £820 for the OPPO X8 Ultra and the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, with the Vivo X200 Ultra base price being about £870. The Vivo has a bit more of a premium because it's brand new and because of the hype around it, I guess. Fueled by me in particular. So you can get the base versions for that price, which is of course is way cheaper than any base Samsung S25 Ultra or base iPhone 16 Pro Max. You then work your way up in roughly £50 increments. So the Vivo X200 Ultra will top out at about £1,000 to £1,050. And the OPPO and the Xiaomi Chinese versions will be slightly cheaper. The one nuance is the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. The Xiaomi 15 Ultra is the only version that comes in a global. And I have the global, half terabyte and terabyte versions, and they'll set you back roughly £1,100 to £1,150. Check the Average Dad Tech Store. The link is in description for all your pricing. And again, you don't have to buy from me. I am just another option out there. There are many to choose from. So now that we've got price out the way, and because I mentioned it, I guess we should talk about the software and features on these devices. Because in this video I have the 15 Ultra Global, you're going to see things on here that maybe won't be on the others out the box. But I have made this video doing a versus, a Chinese ROM versus a global ROM in 2025. And that gap that used to exist is basically gone now. The Vivo X200 Ultra has Android Auto out the box, just like any Samsung, Xiaomi Global, OPPO Global you're ever going to get. The OPPO X8 Ultra has Android Auto pushed with a software update, however it's not been pushed to every region yet. You will have Android Auto on that device as well. In terms of other nuances, I really don't want to make this video too in depth, because I've made these videos. Google Pay might not work on Chinese ROMs, but there is a Curve app. It's called CURV, the Curve app from the Play Store. and that works with NFC cards. All your cards can get added through there. It's free. You can use that. And then as a really high level overview, Google Play is baked into every one of these devices. You just have to enable it in the settings for the Chinese versions. With the global, it's already enabled. What I want to talk on this video though is about the different software skins. And between Vivo's Origin OS and Xiaomi's HyperOS and OPPO's ColorOS, I'm going to tell you Origin OS is number 1, ColorOS is a close number 2, and HyperOS is number 3. That does not mean that they are bad software skins, because you can't really mess up an Android skin that much. It's all based on Android 15. They just have little nuances. You can expand the folders and all of them. You can get AI, Gemini, all that, the apps supported from the Google Play Store. I guess it's just little things like customization and the default text sizes. I think Vivo more cater for me, someone with an eye condition, and the customization they give for the wallpapers, the icons, the always on display. Yeah, super impressed with Vivo's Origin OS. I really wish Origin OS was on their global versions, but we're still stuck with FunTouch. But then again, I suppose I really wish that Vivo would pull their finger out and make the X200 Ultra global. So, software-wise, Android skin-wise, there's really not too much to talk about. Internally, you also have the Snapdragon newest Elite chip. Absolutely capable of doing whatever you want to do. I promise you. Now, it has been a while now, so let's talk about the outside of the phones, the designs. Conveniently and luckily, all three of these phones kind of nail the design. They all have a large central camera bump, which I am a fan of, with the Vivos being the biggest, which I'm also a big fan of. I made a video on my X8 Ultra first impressions, and in that video I was quite explicit saying that I feel the camera bump should be bigger, and a lot of people were blown away by that statement. My whole thought process was that if I'm buying an Ultra phone, I want it to look like an Ultra phone, and compared to the OPPO Pro version, it just didn't look that Ultra. When you compare the X200 Pro to the X200 Ultra, you can see it's a much bigger, thicker bump, and I liked that. So that's all it was. That was just my first impressions. I love the X8 Ultra, and we'll get to that video soon. They all have an IP68/69 water and dust resistance. They're all aluminium frames. They all actually share their own proprietary in-house glass, which is meant to be stronger and more shatter resistant than Gorilla Glass and Ceramic Shield and all that stuff. Again, I ain't a drop test channel, so I ain't going to be the one to do that. But to date, I've yet to have a screen crack on me from any of my 200 or 300 Android phones I've had, other than a Samsung S22 Ultra, which I did drop and the corner just, disintegrated. The one thing I would say though is you all know I like a vegan leather back, and between the OPPO Ultra, the Vivo Ultra and the Xiaomi Ultra, zero have a vegan leather option. The Vivo has the most colours because it has the silver, the black and this absolutely stunning red. Then there's the Xiaomi, which has white or black, and then there's the Ultra from OPPO that has, you guessed it, white or black. I would like to see more colour from the other brands, and I would definitely like to see a vegan leather option, because being someone that doesn't rock a case, the smooth glass backs can be quite slippy, and vegan leather to me is just a bit grippier and looks better in a lot of occasions, in my opinion. Now moving on to the display. The displays of each of these devices are, you guessed it, goddamn stunning. Quad HD across the board. 120Hz across the board. The Vivo comes in the slightly brighter one on paper, but trust me, in daylight, you're not going to have an issue reading any of these screens. And all of them go to a super low brightness mode at night time, which does come in handy. We've all been there when you turn your phone on in the middle of the night for whatever reason and it blinds you. These all have a super dim mode that does come in handy at night time. Not that you should be scrolling your phone at night. Get your 7 or 8 hours in, folks, it helps. And because they're Android phones that don't have to worry about certain gimmicks, they just stick with traditional 4K selfie cameras, a little hole punch, so they all have like a 97% or 95% screen to body ratio with really thin bezels. If I had to choose the nicest looking screen, I would maybe err towards the Xiaomi, but there's almost literally nothing between them all. The one thing I do want to finish on display though is the OPPO is an iPhone. Meaning if you closed your eyes, you would just think you're holding an iPhone in your hand because there's no curve on the display. It is completely flat. Whereas the Xiaomi and the Vivo still have the most subtle of curves. However, they're almost fully flat displays, which I'm a fan of. I am no longer one of those people that sits in the fence of, I want my curved display all the way down to the edge like a waterfall. Yeah, I can see the bonus in not having that anymore. So I'm fine with a basically flat display on all these phones. And you know I have to do it. I love myself a little speaker test using, you guessed it, the same Where We Started Now song. And I'm pleased to say, before you listen, spoiler, all of the speakers sound fantastic. So because they're larger phones, simple physics dictates that they have more space to run around. And that reverberation comes from which I hope are better speakers compared to budget phones. Now, while they're all fantastic speaker systems, have a listen and then I'll tell you which one I think is best.
Feels like home, oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking, oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver, no more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar, bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver, no more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar, bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver, no more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar, bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out.
Let me know in the comments if you agree with my summary here. They all sound really, really good. 2 sound absolutely phenomenal and 1 is the king. So the one that sounds really, really good to me is the OPPO X8 Ultra. It just doesn't reach the loudness of the other two, and it just doesn't sound as... Well, to be honest, OPPO is trying to make an iPhone and they're the furthest away from sounding like an iPhone. The bass just isn't really there for me. The Xiaomi is almost perfect with all the mids, the bass, the highs. It's just starting to get a little bit, not tinny, a little more distortion at the very top volume. Whereas the king, in my opinion, of these three phones is the Vivo X200 Ultra. Those speakers are damn well impressive. The overall hardware of the whole phone is damn well impressive. But if you're in a pinch, you don't have your Bluetooth headphones with you, rest assured the speakers will sound really good. Or if you're really in a pinch at like a party and the Bluetooth speaker dies, then maybe in a small party environment you'll get used to, or maybe like a board game environment, you'll get used to using your phone speakers as that Bluetooth speaker. So we've covered a lot. There is obviously still the cameras to talk about, and that's where all your money's going. That's where everybody's interested. So I just want to reiterate, you can purchase all of these three phones from the Average Dad Tech Store. The link is in the description. I also want to take a second to say that about 65 to 70% of you watching this video have not hit subscribe. Why? I make really good, informative content on phones you actually really care about. Hit subscribe. If I get to 75,000 subs by the end of the year, I'm going to give away 2 phones. From the store, brand new, sealed, any phone you choose. 1 random commenter, 1 Average Dad member through Buy Me a Coffee or the YouTube membership. They all get combined together. One of you will be winning the phone of your dreams, and 1 commenter will too. So just keep leaving your nice comments. And for the first time ever, see what I'm trying to do here, if you leave a Trustpilot review, I will be picking a lucky winner from there also, because it is so easy for trolls or for 3 or 4 disgruntled people that I wouldn't bend the knee to and match Rab's half price sale on some fake phone that leave a Trustpilot review. Whereas there are about 750 5-star reviews on my store, I am asking anyone, a call to action for me. Do me a favour, leave a positive Trustpilot review. If you've had a positive experience, don't make up lies. If you've ordered from the AD Tech Store, you got your phone in good time, you're using it, no issues, or if me or James or Samantha or anyone have been of any help to you, leave a review. Because it's so easy for people to leave negative stuff and we always forget about positive. So that's my call to action regarding subbing, reviewing, all that stuff. Now, let's talk cameras. So a lot has been made, including by myself, with the Vivo X200 Ultra camera setup and the lack of a quad setup. For me, and I still stand by this, a truly ultra phone like the Xiaomi or the OPPO or the Samsung should have a quad camera setup, purely just from a versatility perspective, in my opinion. Now the Vivo X200 Ultra and the Vivo X200 Pro do have basically the best camera setups in the world without being quad. And that's because the focal ranges that the quad lens gives you, Vivo are managing to do with a single lens, or in some cases a dual lens. I do just want to show you what the Vivo can do side by side at all the focal ranges with that camera system. And I'm not here influencing you, I'm not necessarily saying I think the Vivo's the best. As I mentioned at the top of the video, all of these phones are unbelievable. If you own any of these, or if you're going to purchase any of these, you're buying one of the best phones. There are just some areas where the Vivo is nailed down, like in portraits. and for me in that zoom. Now the zoom lens itself is shared between the Xiaomi and the Vivo, with the OPPO being slightly different. The Vivo and the Xiaomi have that 200 megapixel, and then you've got the 50 megapixel on the OPPO. When you get to max zoom, and you'll see the example here, all three phones struggle at max zoom reading text, but I was miles away. What you want to focus on is what is like the most legible and what lets in the most light. And once you watch the footage, you'll see that it's the Vivo. And then pay particular attention to the ultra wide shots, because the Vivo doesn't sacrifice any quality. It's using the same 1/1.3 inch sensor from the main lens on the ultra wide. The best and fastest aperture ultra wide angle lens on any smartphone. The other reason that's important is because Vivo have decided to make their default main lens 35mm compared to the 24, 25 or 26mm that other phone manufacturers go for. So because Vivo have made a flagship ultra wide, you can use that for your wider shots and focus the main lens on the natural bokeh that the 35mm 50 megapixel sensor gives you. So here's some examples. Let me know in the comments what you believe is the best. All three are stunning.
I get the feeling it's a good night. It's so bright. The city's shining from the street lights. So let's live it up, take it up, just call me up. Say anything and I'm down. We're just like a fire, and we'll just pick it up, don't wanna stop. We'll keep it going all night. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I have on to dance in the rain. Yeah, I'm tripping on a feeling that ain't going away. I need you right next to me. Take the records to the ceiling, close your eyes and just play. And now we sway. We just sway. Now we sway. We just sway. Don't stop now. We're like the river in the sky. Can't you see? Flying high. Don't think we're ever coming down. So let's live it up, pick it up, just call me up. Say anything and I'm down. We're just like a fire, and we'll just pick it up, don't wanna stop.
So there we have it. As mentioned, I believe the X200 Ultra lives up to the hype. And there is a massive asterisk caveat. The Vivo X200 Ultra is the only one with a photography kit zoom lens. Meaning those zoom shots that I believe are already #1 are going to double because of this zoom lens. And while for most people who buy it, this might be something they use as a novelty once or twice, but honestly for others, and it sounds crazy to say this, but I strongly believe you can take your X200 Ultra for nature photography, for action photography or videography. The Vivo X200 Ultra with the camera kit is absolutely the closest, and in most cases the better option between that or a mirrorless camera. And I know that's a hot take, and I know I'm going to take a lot of shit from all the photographers out there, but open your eyes, folks. The future is smartphone cameras, especially with AI integration. So that's me ending on a hot take there. Now, in this battle of the three Ultra phones, I have a clear favourite. It's the Vivo X200 Ultra. Vivo has been with me on my channel journey since almost day one, starting with the original Vivo X Fold. And they've consistently delivered year on year, both in the foldable department and the candy bar department. Xiaomi, yeah, I'm not sure if they're consistently delivering. I'm not sure if they're 13 Ultra, 14 Ultra, 15 Ultra are major steps up. Are they taking the iPhone and Samsung route more than any of the other Chinese brands? Maybe. And then as for the OPPO X8 Ultra, if I had a gun to my head and I had to choose between the OPPO X7 Ultra and the OPPO X8 Ultra, probably going to pick the 7 because of that design and the fact that the phones are already very similar. So, that has been my versus video. Let me know if you enjoyed it by liking the video. And if you didn't enjoy it, let me know in the comments why. What do you want to see more of? What can I possibly do better to improve your experience? And soon, this week, I will be dropping my Vivo X200 Ultra full review. So if you haven't already, please smash sub, 75k subs by Christmas or more. That would be nice. And until next time.